Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I did a video yesterday and it got quite a good reception, and it also spawned a lot of questions. And I just happened to be having one of those weeks to where I'm feeling more honest than usual. I like to be honest with you guys, but this week I'm just feeling brutally honest and I really just don't care. So I want to address some of these questions that I'm getting the best that I possibly can. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Okay. A lot of people were asking things such as, are you on steroids? Well, clearly you guys have not watched my Gear Talk series or looked at the Q&As. And I will leave that for you guys to sort through. Now, a lot of other people were asking things such as, is this individual or that individual on steroids? Alright guys, let's put this into perspective. Right now, because I have a YouTube partnership contract with YouTube, and they pay me, so therefore I am considered to be professional media here in the UK. That's legally protected. That gives me very, very wide ability of having free speech. I actually have more free speech in some ways than the average citizen does in this country as a result of that. Now, on the other hand, that also makes me more liable to slander. And if I accuse a person openly using a public media of committing a felony in their country or of cheating in their sport with no evidence, I'm setting myself up for potential slander. So I can only make general statements. I can't stand there and take a person who, if it's illegal in their country, where they compete in a sport professionally to where it's tested, I can't name them by name. Now obviously you guys know that I think 99.9% of all pro athletes are juicing their brains out. I've made that perfectly clear. I've done videos explaining in detail how easy it is to pass different types of drug tests, and I've talked quite a bit about the topics of drug testing, and I actually have a background in helping athletes pass drug tests. It's something I've done for money. So I'm not ignorant of this. Now, some people are going to point out, because I'm going to make some general statements here, and some people are going to say, well, you're being jealous of these fitness models and whatever. And I'm going to say to them, no, I'm not jealous because I don't want to be a fitness model. I'm not interested in being ripped or aesthetic right now. I am interested in competing in my sport in powerlifting. And I will do absolutely anything that it takes to be seriously competitive and succeed in my sport. There are no limits to what I will do. And if I was wanted a fitness model physique, and it was something I wanted to pursue seriously, there are no limits to what I can do. I can very easily right now, and I have access to all of it. I could have any of it at my doorstep in 3 days. I could get tons of growth hormone, Trenbolone, Masteron, T3, Clen. I have access to all of that. I can afford it. I can afford truckloads of it. So, if I wanted to look like that, I would fucking look like that. I have a formal background in nutritional science and a background in exercise science, more education than 99.99% of listeners in both of those fields. I have no problem whatsoever with the knowledge and the ability to get there. It is not my goal. So the only thing I would be jealous of these guys is if they had a higher Wilks score than me. If they were better at my sport than me, then I've got something to be jealous of and to strive towards. But they don't compete in my sport, so why would I be jealous? So that being said, I've known a lot of fitness models. I know how the fitness modeling industry works. If you are a fitness model and you're making money, and you're making a decent, even a remotely or close to making a living off of it, you are juicing. Period. And any of them saying otherwise are lying. And I'm not naming any specific names, but that is the reality of the fitness model industry. And I'm going to tell you why. Has to do with the fact that it is one of the most competitive industries out there. 95% of people trying to break into that industry cannot get a job doing it, meaning they can't even get paid to do a $100 photo shoot. So only 5% of them are even good enough. The people who are seriously trying, and even most of them are using steroids trying, are not able to do it. It requires a lot of politics, connections, and you have to be on point with your physique. You have to be on point with your training, your nutrition, everything. These guys have to be in very, very good shape year round. And if 25 different fitness models apply for that contract, for a job, and you know 20 of them are on Trenbolone and Masteron, or Trenbolone and Anavar and Clen, do you honestly think that any of the 5 who aren't are going to get the job? You guys know full well that these compounds add huge aesthetic advantages. So to think that someone who isn't on any of them has any chance of getting that job is just unrealistic, and to repeatedly get those jobs enough to make a living, it's not going to happen. It's just not logistically or statistically possible. And it's the same thing with their conditioning. They don't get, fitness models do not get an off season. They have to be ready to do a photo shoot with 4 weeks notice at any given time. That means they have to do their training and stay a lot leaner. They have to stay leaner than bodybuilders. So therefore, most of them use at least some sort of drug to help keep them leaner year round so that they can be ready for a photo shoot at the drop of a hat while still gaining or maintaining muscle. Because if you try to stay that lean natural, it can be very, very difficult to hold on to your muscle mass. And it can be difficult to get around a lot of situations. It can be difficult to keep your metabolism up. They have a lot of problems doing this. So most of them need that just for that purpose also. So you've got multiple factors there to where you can pretty much say that if anybody is successful as a fitness model, statistically, they have to be using performance enhancing drugs. And anyone who denies that doesn't understand how the industry works, or they're not able to look at basic facts and reason. And the next thing that comes up is people keep asking me, what about other YouTube channels? Well, first of all, I'm friends with a lot of YouTube channels. These are guys I get along with, I'm friends with. So asking me to call them out, and I'm not saying that any of my friends are doing that, but what I'm saying is you can't expect me to do that. Now, on the other hand, there's also the legal issue. Now, I'm going to take a smaller channel, a guy I just found out recently who has a channel because I posted about this on my Facebook wall. Because he lives here in the UK, we're not discussing illegal activity. Now, so therefore, no one can say that I've accused him of illegal activity. But hypothetically, if I were to take a channel like, say, Simon Panda, fitness model, you know, who's a nice ripped 235 pounds with big full muscle bellies and stays lean year round. If I were to hypothetically accuse him of using, it wouldn't be as big of a deal in terms of slander as if he lived in the US. Now, if he lived in the United States and I did that, I just accused him of committing a felony publicly. So not only is there potential legal issues, but I've accused him of slander as a YouTube partner slandering another YouTube partner. And Ian McCarthy found out real fast that this doesn't work, that you will get yourself into legal and financial trouble very, very quickly. And YouTube might give you a warning or two, and after that, they're going to shut your channel down because you're not allowed to slander other YouTube partners. You can say certain things, you can get away with a lot, but there are things that you cannot do and lines you cannot cross. So if that guy lived in the US, it would be a different story. So there is that factor to consider, guys. I mean, you cannot realistically expect me to start calling out other YouTube channels on this, because if I do, I won't be around on YouTube very long. My channel will get deleted, my videos will get deleted forever. So there's no way I could possibly do that even if I wanted to, and I honestly really don't want to, because I'm not trying to make enemies here. I'm trying to make friends with people. I'm trying to get my information out. I'm trying to educate people. And if I'm busy fighting and calling out other channels and picking fights with people for no real reason, who haven't done anything personally to me, I can't accomplish what I'm trying to do here, guys. Alright, so at the very least, at least none of you guys will hopefully ever ask me again about, is a fitness model on, because I don't need to know their name. The answer is yes, and I just told you why. They're a professional fitness model, they use steroids. Period. Or else they would not be a professional fitness model. The same with professional athletes. If they are a professional athlete, the answer is yes, because they would not be a top-ranked professional athlete making their living at their sport if they were natural. I don't need to know their name or to look at them to tell you that. It's anyone who understands how this works knows that. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.